Well, good afternoon, everybody, here on this Friday as we prepare for the weekend. We've got some nice weather today and not so nice tomorrow, it looks like, but we'll always get through it. So, well, it's been unusual weather. I think everybody would agree to that. We thought we kind of escaped the winter. We put up our winter coats, and what happens? It starts snowing, and then first day of spring is here. So we got to be thinking spring, and in particular, we got to be thinking about spring break. We know that it's right on the horizon. There's one more week of school, and then our kids are going to enjoy a well-deserved week off from April 2nd to the 6th, along with their teachers and the school administrators who've been working really hard in JCPS and the private schools throughout the city. So our hope is for them to have a little rest, but also then to be ready to close out the school year strong. That time period after spring break's always a little bit tough. But of course, especially for parents, restful and enjoyable means making sure there are things to do to keep kids active and engaged during the break, and there's a lot to do. We're fortunate to live in a city that has so many strong institutions offering diverse and fun programs that are either free or they're very low cost when the kids are out of school. So among them is Metro Parks and Recreation, represented here today by Director Sevi Ghosh. Parks is offering camps at 6 of its community centers. Sevi himself will be running a spring break soccer camp for kids that week, and more information on that can be found at bestparksever.com, and we'll hear from Sevi in a bit. Robbie Valentine could not make it today, but he wanted to remind the community about his spring break basketball camp at the South Louisville Community Center on April 4th and 5th. We really appreciate Robbie. He's a great citizen and the work that he does through his basketball camp and at the Yum Center. I'd also like to remind you that if the weather is nice, be sure to get outside. We have 120 parks throughout Louisville where they can get some fresh air and exercise. Sevi, you call it vitamin N, don't you? Vitamin nature. It's important. And our parks, of course, and outdoors is the original health club that we all had. We're also going to be hearing from Library Director Jim Blanton on what the Louisville Free Public Library and its 17 branches have going on. They've got an exciting lineup of spring break activities ahead: free movie viewings, parties, STEAM education, poetry workshops, and more. There's always a lot going on at our libraries. And also here today is JCPS Chief Equity Officer John Marshall. JCPS is offering classes for 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders to those kids, and there are those kids out there who just want to keep going to school because they have a good time. And these classes include one on photography and chess, and JCPS will keep those open until they're filled. I'm told that the class that's being offered on robotics is already filled, which is great news, and it's wonderful. So many families are taking advantage of this programming. Dave Bell is here with the Kentucky Science Center to discuss their organization's spring break activities. And finally, Council President David James and LMPD Chief Steve Conrad are here to talk about the need for kids to have fun but behave responsibly and stay safe throughout the break. And I know LMPD is planning on monitoring our outdoor areas where kids gather to have fun and mingle during spring break. So yes, enjoy the break, kids, but remember, be responsible and make good decisions and be compassionate and nice to each other, just like you do when you're in school. Just imagine your mom's watching you, okay? And then also I'd like to remind everyone that the Louisville Zoo will host camps during spring break. For more information about the zoo, go to louisvillezoo.org. Okay? So now let me bring up first Council President James for a few words. Then Chief Conrad will follow him, John Marshall, Jim Blanton, Sevi Ghosh, and Dave Bell. All right? So, Councilman James, President James, please kick us off.
Thank you. Well, hello, everybody. Thanks for being here. And to the mayor, I just want to say thank you. There you are. Thank you for bringing us all together to talk about kids being safe and everybody having a great spring break, even though it may not look like it right now outside. I just want to emphasize that spring break is a time when kids are supposed to be out enjoying themselves, but I want to talk to parents and say, you know, please monitor what's going on, because we want them to be safe and we want the neighborhood to be safe. And I'm very thankful that we have such great partners with JCPS and the parks and the museum all working together with us to make sure that our kids have opportunities to be safe. But it's also a time where things happen sometimes because the kids are not in school. And so I ask everyone to be vigilant, and I'm thankful that LMPD is here because LMPD is going to be out monitoring the open spaces where kids often hang at and have a good time, sometimes too much of a good time. But I know that the police are going to be there making sure and hoping that and helping any kids that have any issues. And so I just want to say, please remember that spring break is a time that we all have to remember that we all have to be safe, including our children. Thank you.
Good afternoon. As the mayor and President James have said, spring break is upon us, and this is an opportunity for kids to take a much-needed break from their routine at school, and we want to make sure that they have the opportunity to do that safely. So to that end, all of our 8 patrol division commanders have developed comprehensive plans where they have identified areas of focus for their officers. We'll have officers out on foot patrols in many of the neighborhoods. We have been encouraging our officers to do that over the past couple of years, but during the spring break, we're looking for our officers between calls for service to be out of the cars and contacting young people as often as they can, just to have that opportunity for interaction. And we also want to make sure that kids are safe. I think President James said it very, very well. We want to make sure that they have someone in their lives that's paying attention to what's happening. And, you know, this is such a great time. Parents may be tied up at school, but for the grandparents, the uncles, the aunts, the mentors, to take some time away from work and to spend some time with that young person. There's so many great opportunities, and you're going to hear from gentlemen that represent those opportunities today, but take time to go to one of our libraries. Take time to take a child to one of our great museums. Take a child to one of our parks and just spend time together. That quality time will send a great message to that young person that you care. And having somebody caring in your life, more often than not, is the difference between a kid getting in trouble and a kid finding success long term. I assure you that we will be out and about and paying attention to those open areas, particularly the parks, and we will be there if anyone needs us, but we will also be there to preempt problems when we see them occurring. So enjoy spring break, but enjoy it safely. Thank you.
Good afternoon. John Marshall, Chief Equity Officer for Jefferson County Public Schools. Understanding the need for safety, I would be remiss if I did not give a shout out to the 3 principals that are opening up their buildings to the community for a program that we call Literacy in Chess. Principal Kiggins at Rangeland Elementary, Principal Goff at Shelby Elementary, and Principal McCoy at Englehart Elementary. We're going to have literacy and camps, 1 photography, 1 chess, and 1 robotics. And yes, one of the camps are full, but the principal has texted me and said that if you get in soon enough and get the application in, we will definitely consider getting those children in. I can assure you there will be about 120 students that will be in school learning. But we always say, Dr. Polio says, the learning never stops. And this is what Jefferson County is trying to do over spring break. With our literacy and chess camps, what we're trying to do is have literacy matched with cultural competency, relevance, and fun. So they're going to be learning, they're going to be reading, they're going to be staying sharp with what those great teachers taught them, but they're also going to be having fun. At the end of the spring break, there's going to be a culminating activity where the community is going to be invited to come see what they have learned. You can challenge them in chess, you can walk through the photo gallery that they will be taking, or you can look at the robots that they'll be making with our coding. So, as we talk about safety, we understand that school is a place where they're going to be safe, but again, we have 3 principals and many more would be more than willing to have our children out there during spring break learning. Thank you.
If you're looking for free family fun to keep children and teens entertained during spring break, the Louisville Free Public Library is absolutely the place to be. LFPL is offering more than 90 free programs and activities for families to help keep students engaged and entertained while they're out of school. Activities will include programs you might expect from the library, as well as a few unexpected activities. Children and families can stop by for a story time, take in a movie, enjoy a puppet show, join a dance party, and catch live music from bilingual children's performers Evan and Vanessa. But you can also learn how to fly a drone, create robot art, make a terrarium, or even hone your Lego skills. And teens are invited to participate in trivia nights, play board games, take up journaling, or just hang out with other teens in a safe space. The library kicks off spring break next week, Saturday on March 31st at Main Library with Monster Madness, a Where the Wild Things Are themed pajama party for preschoolers and families. This free event features storytellers from Stage 1 Family Theater, hands-on activity stations, crafts, and a special guest appearance by one of the monsters from Where the Wild Things Are. Each child attending will also receive a free book of their very own, thanks to funding by the Jefferson County Community Early Childhood Council. And speaking of books, the library, of course, has lots of books and ebooks, DVDs, CDs, and magazines available to check out for free with your library card. There's truly something for everyone at the library, and we invite you to come play, create, and explore with us on this spring break. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Sevi Ghosh, Director of Louisville Parks and Recreation. As always, we are very busy and we look forward to spring and the oncoming summer season too. So to that effect, to kick us off during the spring break, we have the Robbie Valentine Free Basketball Camp at South Louisville. It's on the Wednesday and Thursday of spring break week, the 4th and the 5th. And please do stop by. It's between 1 and 3 p.m. On those 2 days. And then we're also kicking the summer off, or summer programming off, with the spring soccer camp, because as some of you probably know, this is the year of the World Cup soccer event. Very large. There'll be other events coming up down the pike, even in downtown Square here and so on. So we're doing a youth ages 4 through 12 soccer camp for only $20 at the Crescent Park Fields. So it'll be pretty nice for all ages, and it runs from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. noon. And then the other thing to share is also that we have drop-in programming at all our sites. So we have 16 community centers. We have organized programming at 6 of those sites: Camp Edwards, South Louisville, Douglas Community Center, Sun Valley Community Center, Beachmont, and Cyril Allgaier. And then the other community centers will continue their open hours, which are at Baxter, Shawnee Arts Center, Portland Community Center, Southwick Community Center, California Community Center, Park Hill, and Newburgh Community Centers. So with that, we will stay busy, and in fact, we do get busy for the whole week, and we welcome everybody to stop by. And don't forget to look us up also for special hours and so on at bestparksever.com. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. I am the parent of 3 young boys, and we use all of your facilities, and so thank you. Well, not you yet, but it's still. We're a big fan. Our family's a big fan of the library system, the parks. We're out the parks anytime it's nice outside, and so thank you for that. And proud parent of JCPS students, and so thank you for all the work that all these organizations do. I'm Dave Bell with the Kentucky Science Center, and we've got some creative things going on over spring break for children, and then we've got some exciting things happening for families and adults also coming up. So to keep these things in mind, so we have spring break camp for pre-K through 5th grade coming up April 2nd through the 6th. And one of the unique things about our camp is if you've got family vacations planned around that, you can pay by the day, and so you don't have to sign up for the entire week. So you can choose a day. You can come one day, you like it, come back. And so the great thing about the Science Center is it's a different experience every single day as the children engage. And so the camps are themed based on age, and so it's holistically talking about health and the body during our spring break camp that's coming up. We also have a couple of family movies that are showing. One that just opened up is called Backyard Wilderness, which is a great and entertaining film. I've seen the trailer for it, and so looking forward to seeing that as a family. And then we also have Dream Big that's showing. Then for families, we've got our 5 after 5 events. So on Friday and Saturday nights after 5 o'clock, you can get in for $5, and so it's more than half off our regular admission price. So it's a great way to get the family out there and experience the Science Center. As usual, we're open 7 days a week, and so we encourage you to come by. And then we just encourage you to do science in your everyday life, and so look for creative ways to ask questions and be inquisitive. You don't have to come to the Science Center to be a scientist, but we do appreciate if you do stop by. So that's what we have going on. Thank you so much, and you can always check out our website, kysciencecenter.org, for more information.
There you go. All right. Well, it's going to be a fun week for the city. So And there will be plenty of things to do, so please be sure to check out all the websites. We'll push out a lot of social media during the week as well, and make sure we have a good, fun, safe week. All right. Any questions? All right. Well, good job, everybody. We appreciate everybody in the room here. Have a great weekend.
This has been a Metro TV production, a public service of Louisville Metro government.